So as you can see behind me, the Radiant team is actively in our build, and this is our bread and butter 24/7. So we're around the clock building our system, not just here, but also in Idaho. We have a really awesome team who's built a lot of hard things before. Really excited to pull off the build of the Kaleidos demonstration unit.
We like to break this reactor development into 5 phases. We've been building a reactor. We designed it for a long time. We've gone through permitting, so that's already done. So the first phase is just installing the reactor's shield, installing the nuclear reactor itself, and then putting all the fuel in it, closing it up, doing walk down and inspections, and double checking everything.
This comes after the completion of all mechanical, thermal, and fluid functional testing. It also comes after the completion of an approved documented safety evaluation report from the Department of Energy.
And so that's the first phase. That first phase brings you to the point where you're ready to operate. The second phase is zero power critical. It's kind of a nerdy, sciencey term, but what it means is that the reactor is ready to turn on, but we have not brought it to the point of being able to have power yet. And so when a reactor becomes critical, you then can tell the reactor to go to any power level, and it will go at whatever rate you choose to that power level. So it makes it controllable. It's proof that it's a reactor, but that happens at a very low power level. We call it zero power.
In phase 3, we take the reactor above 1 megawatt thermal. This is an important validation, not only for the high temperature range of our nuclear analysis models, but also for what the reactor's actual intent is.
And the reason that this is interesting is that it makes it a viable product. This is enough power to turn into a useful amount of electricity for someone. And it's a really important stage to get to.
We'll be in this phase for about 1 to 2 months, and this is really where we show the potential of microreactor success. So when we get to this phase, this is when we have our big cheer, but that big cheer isn't just for the amazing work at Team Radiant. That big cheer also is a massive thank you to the Department of Energy, the NRC, as well as all of our external partners. When we get to this point in our testing phase and we show the potential of microreactors, this also comes from our regulator holding us to incredibly high standards. In phase 5, we target 150 hours of continuous thermal operation. This validates not only that we can reach these temperatures and power outputs, but also that we can do this in a sustained fashion. Why does this matter? This is actually where a lot of the work with our supply base goes into. The pressure vessel you see behind me, that temperature on the outside of the wall, not only does it just have to sustain that in an instantaneous moment, but that thing stays hot for a really long time. So while we're in the dome in a safe testing environment, we want to push our system and push that we can sustain across all of the parts that we've put together, the high temperature profile that the unit will see under commercial operation. After phase 5, this is where the rubber meets the road. Back in El Segundo, our team will already be working on the next iteration of the Kaleidos unit. This first demonstration unit at the Dome is important because when we go to license our reactors for our first customer deliveries in about 18 months, we'll have to use the data from this test campaign to validate what we've entered into that design. Those units will be built in El Segundo but fueled out of our facility currently under construction in Oak Ridge, Tennessee. Radiant is building the future R50 factory on a former Manhattan Project site, home to the K27 and K29 buildings, a site with rich history, some of which we found in the building process, including the footings and foundation of the old buildings. But really, this is about a marriage from where the nuclear industry left off and where it's going. And the completion of our 5-phase test campaign is what allows us to say, we're ready to hit the road and we're ready to take off.